Thanks to the supporters of channel member Matthew Wally. And on that note, thank you to all of you, because overnight we hit 150,000 subscribers on the channel. We only hit 100,000 last year, and now we've hit 150,000. That is awesome. Thank you very much for the ongoing support. How long until 200,000? Can we have 200,000 by my birthday in July? I might be pushing it a little bit. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 8 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the Championship. We're at home against Sheffield United and away against Portsmouth. But that is a Championship that, as you can see, we are currently top of. What a time to be alive. Since you were last with me, we have been playing really rather well. Ignore that defeat against Luton. That didn't really happen. Everything else has been excellent. And we find ourselves, after 8 games, 2 points clear at the top of the Championship. Adam Eder is the best player in the Championship. Ben Woodburn is up there as well, and also top for assists. Ryan Fredericks, the rejuvenation of Ryan Fredericks after he nearly left in the summer, has him up there as one of the top assist makers as well. And Lee Nichols is joint best goalkeeper as far as clean sheets are concerned. We did some transfers as well at the end of January, brought in 4 more very high quality players. Deshaun Bernard is a centre-back who we signed from Rotherham. He was playing in the Championship for Rotherham last year. They got relegated. We were able to pick him up for £1.7 million for a very, very solid centre-back. Still only 25 years old. He's come in, and as you can see from his average rating so far, he has been excellent. And then we topped up on some players we were a little bit light on with loans. Rodrigo Villagra is a 25-year-old Argentinian on loan from Tottenham until the end of the season. He is a 3.5-star current ability player and can play as that central midfielder or in the defensive midfield position. He's another one who's come in, and as you can see, his average rating shows he's been doing all right. And then we brought in some attackers. Alejandro is an 18-year-old Spanish under-20 international on loan from Newcastle until the end of the season. Look at the state of this guy. 3.5 stars current ability already, 5-star potential ability. He's a right winger. Newcastle paid £8.75 million to bring him in from Real Zaragoza this summer. He got 10 goal contributions for them last year. He's a 17-year-old, has come straight in, 2 goals for us already in his first few matches. And Facundo Buonanotte is a 21-year-old Argentinian under-20 international who can play on either wing. He's primarily a left-footed right winger, but can also play on that left-hand side as well. He's another one. He's a 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability player. He is on loan from Brighton until the end of the season, has also got 2 goals in his first 4 matches for the club. Wonderful stuff. This is why we're top of the league. Signings like those ones. This is why we're top of the league. So with all that being said, let's jump into the match against Sheffield United. And this is the team, as well as all those fancy new wide players. We are also seeing Danny Hudson start to fulfill some of the potential that he undoubtedly has so far this season. 5 appearances, 3 goal contributions on a 7.44. He's looking rather splendid as well. Why has past Kev got injured and not fully fit players in the... All right, hold up. One moment. We're gonna deal with Siri, who's chatting on my wrist, and try and work out if Past Kev's even picked the team yet. There you go, that's more like it. No idea what Past Kev was up to. This is actually the team that is going to face Sheffield United. We've got Nichols in goal, a back four of Beck, Bernard, Story and Potts. Whiteman at the base of midfield with Villagra and Chong ahead of him. Hudson on the left, Buonanotte on the right, and Adam Eder up front. This is a team that has been in absolutely incredible form. We've got great strength in depth now with those new players that have joined us, giving us extra strength in depth throughout the team. The one player I'm still a little bit worried about, not from a form perspective, but from a I don't know that we can replace him if he gets injured perspective, is Adam Eder. Obviously, we've got those young strikers, but I don't know if we've got anyone who's going to come in and provide the lone striker goal threat awesomeness that we get out of Eder. So that's why he's earning the big bucks, because he's the one player now who's probably irreplaceable. Maybe Nichols goes into that category as well, because we don't really have a top level backup goalkeeper. We all lived through the final 6 months of last season when we were playing Saidi in goal, and we don't want to go back and live in that world. One other thing I have learned, thanks to the comment section over the Christmas period, is the guy I've been calling Rocker. It's pronounced Roche, apparently. So we'll call him Roche. He's not playing today because I didn't want to have to try and say his name, but I will now remember it is Roche. Why are Sheffield United abbreviated to Sheffy in the league table? I mean, I'm absolutely here for it. I imagine that's what the locals call them. I can just imagine the local people of Sheffield referring to their club as Sheffy. I imagine that's what all the chants are as well. Go Sheffy, go Sheffy. I can hear it now. It's a very Yorkshire thing for people to be chanting. So yeah, we're up against Sheffy, and hopefully we can, if they genuinely do refer to themselves as Sheffy now. I mean, that's silly, isn't it? You know it's silly. I'm pretty sure you don't. If you do, I think it's fair for us all to have a little giggle at you. Otherwise, you can join us in having a giggle at the game for calling you Sheffy. Beck playing it forward to Buenanotti. I might have to play one of the other wingers out there because I'm struggling. It's another player whose name I'm struggling with. And now Sheffy are in. And luckily, the effort goes wide. We aren't playing like the all-conquering team of awesome that we had looked like. I mean, full disclosure, I'm playing this match, this episode, the morning the video comes out. The previous episode was recorded about a week ago. So we are potentially in that scenario where Football Manager likes to punish you for not opening the game for a little while. So we could be up against that today. But of course, that's not really a thing, is it? Look at Chong in there as the tough tackling central midfielder. Good work from him. Potts trying to prevent the cross coming in on this right-hand side and fails. Although, to be fair, the cross didn't come in, but they have still got the ball. If we could win it back off them and take it up the other end, that would be super duper. Buenanotti trying to get the tackle in. He does get the ball, but then gives it away again immediately. And it is Sheffield United pushing us, constantly banging on the door to try and get this breakthrough. But once again, having to resort to a wild shot from range. We got away with it a little bit there because that was a decent spell of pressure from Sheffield United. And they have started the next highlight with the ball as well. There's an hour gone in this game. Although we've had the better of the match stats so far, I would say Sheffield United are edging the highlights. So they're probably getting, albeit fewer chances, higher quality stuff that is more deserving of us actually getting to have a look at it. And they're knocking the ball around at the back again here, hopefully because we're on the verge of winning the ball off of them and going and grabbing a goal. But they do seem very comfortable just knocking it around, not really letting us have a kick, which is a little alarming. And once again, their shooting is a little bit wayward, but we're struggling to generate any kind of chance of that quality. Like I say, the match stats are telling a slightly different story, but Sheffield United have certainly been the better team in this second half after we had quite a bright start. But we do have this excellent strength in depth now that allows us to just go and make some changes as we start to see the match drift away from us a little bit. So Harvey White can come on in central midfield. Danny Hudson not having the best of times out there today, so we can move Buenanotti over to the other side, and Alejandro can come on and play on the right-hand side. And then we can bring Roche, did we say? Roche can come on and play in there. And that's three very high-quality players to come off the bench, hopefully to come on and change the game. We're offering some encouragement from the touchline, and hopefully that encouragement will translate into us grabbing a goal. I would like to continue to temper expectations. We are top of the league at the moment. We're not supposed to be. We are still just looking for a mid-table finish this year. The board is still just looking for us to avoid relegation. We have had a nice little run to start the season off, but we've also, I mean, we've played against some of the poorer teams in the division. Sheffield United are a team who are going to be looking for promotion in their own right. And you can see we are certainly finding it a little bit harder to navigate past them than we have some of our other more recent opponents. We're going to change our two fullbacks to get some more energy in those areas and hope that in these final 10 minutes or so, we can push on and maybe grab that winner. But this is where, as I was saying before, that lack of strength in depth at centre forward might be a thing, because although Ida was on the pitch, didn't get injured, he was playing, would have been really nice with 20 minutes to go to be able to swap him for an equivalent level striker who could maybe offer a little bit more energy, offer a little bit something different up there. And we don't really have that. And Sid Lawson thinks Unguisa should be starting up front. Niall Allardyce, we've got a better chance of winning if Unguisa starts. There's a Saidi Unguisa fan club. I'm not in it. There is a fan club. Right, well, they're shuffling things around massively for this Portsmouth game as we continue to try and figure out what the best team is. That's the thing with bringing in so many new players. I still don't really know. And I'm also continuing my quest to turn Mikey O'Neill into a proper backup secondary striker for us. He's started 2 games this season and scored 2 goals. So after Eden not really turning up for the previous match, let's give O'Neill another go. So big changes throughout the team. Nichols stays in goal, but we're going with Schaefer, Pascozzi, O'Brien and Fredericks at the back. White at the base of the midfield. Villagra and Roche in centre mid. Chong out on the left. Alejandro on the right. O'Neill up front. Most of the team from the last game are sat down on the bench for this one, so we've not completely forgotten that they exist, but we didn't really look like we had anything about us in that last game. It was a 0-0 against a team who would be looking to secure promotion, so it wasn't a bad result, but we just didn't look like we were going to create anything. That's not the team that won all of those matches in between, in the week or so since I last did an episode. It's been a while. I know that's the real reason, but, let's have some experimentation. And there you go. 2 minutes into experimentation, and that's how DM doing that. Harvey White, supposed to be sat there protecting the back four and pulling the strings from the base of the midfield, but has burst forward and grabbed us a goal inside the first couple of minutes. O'Neill doing some good hold-up play, playing it back. I think he's aiming for Villagra there, but misses it. Or it's not that he misses him, it kind of goes through him, and White is there to burst forward and thump the ball into the back of the net, really. And it's 1-0 to us. I haven't looked at how good Portsmouth are. We'll have a look at the league table the next time we get an opportunity to, but we do seem to have started quite brightly, although it is Portsmouth on the attack, and they've got in pretty comfortably there, but Nichols making a great save, and I think it was offside anyway, but Portsmouth are down in a relegation battle, so this should, based on the form that we've had so far this season, the fact that we are top of the table, even if we're not really supposed to be there at the moment. And I don't expect to be there all season long. It won't be a bottle job if we finish 6th. That'll still be a very good season. But based on the league table as it stands at the moment, you would expect us to do well in this game. And O'Neill is in there. And I actually thought he'd scored. It ripples the net, but from the wrong side of it. Should count as like a half goal. If you hit the net from any angle, you should get some kind of points for it. We need to revolutionise football. None of this having to get it inside the goal thing. We deserve a half point there, but we are still 1-0 up as we approach half time. But it is Portsmouth with the restart from the goal kick. Although O'Brien does very well to nod it down to O'Neill, and now Alejandro on the right hand side. O'Neill had dropped very deep, so I don't know if there's anyone in the middle. We found out fairly quickly there was nobody in the middle because O'Neill had dropped so deep. He is naturally an attacking midfielder, and that is the worry when we play him up front on his own. I think he probably does suit the 4-2-3-1 a little better than playing up front in this system. The problem is I don't want to use the 4-2-3-1 because I'm really enjoying this system. But O'Neill is a 22-year-old homegrown player who we don't want to just pretend doesn't exist. So we need to force him as a striker. And it hasn't really worked yet today. And that was pretty easy for Portsmouth. Probably too easy for them to just cut through us and grab the equaliser. And now Alejandro's been sent off. Well, lovely. Love a good random pointless red card in a completely undangerous area. There was no reason to do it. What was he even thinking? So many questions. Right, we're just going to get to half time and then figure out what to do. I think that's probably best. It's half time. I don't know what to do. I guess we sacrifice a central midfielder. We would like to win this game, although we are away from home. I guess Villagra is going to come off. We'll play White as a playmaker in there. And we will bring on Danny Hudson to play on the right-hand side. And we'll do that. We are going to keep the attacking mentality because we just do seem to play better with an attacking mentality. So even though we're down to 10 men away from home and it seems completely illogical, the logic is based on the fact that I've seen it work consistently. So it might work again. We get so many red cards. We just have a team full of thugs, it seems. Are we really going to go into this run of matches or this episode's worth of matches in such good form and then come out of it with 2 draws? Or even worse, a draw and a defeat? it's not really what we were. I was hoping to show off a little bit today, the form that we've been in. This is why you don't leave the game unattended for 4 or 5 days, boys and girls. It punishes you. And there is the continuation of the punishment. It's a second goal for Portsmouth. It's been coming from the moment we went down to 10 men. We started very brightly, but I think we are going to be getting the some of the. I mean, we're going to be getting Ida on in a minute. That's for sure. He's probably going to come on in the next 5 minutes or so, unless we grab an immediate equaliser here through O'Neill. It is a little harsh on O'Neill, who's not had a terrible game. I just don't know that he necessarily suits playing in this role, although the fact he's got 2 goals from 2 starts before today does indicate otherwise. Hudson's given the ball away there, though. That's disappointing from him. Maybe he wasn't the right man to bring on in these more difficult circumstances. We had Buonanotte right there, who is a little bit older and perhaps could have come on and, oh, for goodness sake. What have I just seen? We've now given away a penalty. This one's got away from us a little bit today, hasn't it? Against a team we shouldn't be losing against. Nichols gets fingertips to it, but it's not enough. It's 3-1 to Portsmouth, and this game is probably gone now. We will bring on Ida in the hopes that he can do something spectacular in the 35 or so minutes that he's got, but he's not a miracle worker. I don't think he's going to drag us back into this football match on his own, and we've... I mean, this is entirely self-inflicted. It's a needless red card, a pointless penalty. Neither of them should have been things that happened. I'm not... Obviously, the decisions were correct by the referee. The decisions by my players, well short of correct. We're going to take off Chong as well, bring on Buonanotte. We're going to swap those 2 over and have them both cutting inside a little bit more. We'll bring on Deshaun Bernard at the back, who probably should have started. We're going to bring on Simon Darlington, who it might be time for him to starting. And I mean, we talked at the start of the episode about how good Fredericks has been. I know he didn't play in the first match, but he's not been very good today, has he? Have we won a penalty of our own? We have. This might be a route back into the game, boys and girls. I was going to demand more. I'll hold fire until after this penalty. I don't want to distract. I think it's Ida who's going to be taking it. It is Ida to make it 3-2. And he does. And now we'll immediately demand more and hope that that isn't the wrong thing to do when we've just scored a goal. Yes, you did a goal. Now we want to do more goal, please. If we can drag this back to a 3-3, it saves a little bit of face. It's still a match we should have won. But, you know, it'd be nice to get the draw, wouldn't it? We've demanded more. Nothing has actually happened though since we did. We've scored the penalty, and now we're not getting another highlight. Can we at least have a highlight? Right, we have a highlight. It is starting with the Portsmouth goalkeeper, but hopefully because we're about to win it back, and we do through Buonanotte, who tries to play Hudson in, doesn't get anywhere near him, and now it's back with Portsmouth again. We need to win the ball back quickly here and get it forward. Pascozzi does win it back. I've just said Pascozzi. That is his name, isn't it? I thought I'd said it wrong. I didn't. I said it right. Right, Ida. He's got Hudson. Is it Hudson? It's not. It's Buonanotte in the middle. Doesn't find him, but Darlington is there to try and get another cross in, but Sariki Dembele, former Peterborough United player, wins the ball back off of Darlington, but Harvey White's got it back again in midfield, and now it's Roche. And Hudson across to Ida. And I said Adam Ida couldn't come on and bring us back into the game all on his own. It shows what I know, because Adam Ida has come on and dragged us back into the game all on his own. 2 goals from Ida off the bench. That's why we're not going to drop him again anytime soon. And Hudson instrumental as part of it. It's a lovely finish from Ida. And I mean, it's no less than we deserve. Looking at those match stats, I felt very hard done by, especially the nature of how Portsmouth went ahead through the red card, through the penalty. But we've managed to scramble back and grab a draw. Yes, it's not quite been this form. That recovery in that game in particular, we can feel very proud. And you saw a little snippet of what we are capable of doing. And hopefully we'll see more than a snippet in tomorrow's episode, when we'll have got through a chunk more matches. We'll come back sometime in November, I imagine, and hopefully still find us in the top 6. I don't know that we'll still be top. The form seems to have started to slip away from us a little bit, but if we're still in the top 6, even if we're still in the top half this season will be a very good season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.